Hey, what up, it's Marcus here, and today we're going to be talking about how to choose a name for yourself. Personally, I think I chose the best name for myself, which is Marcus, because I think it fits me as a person. I actually tried recording this video yesterday, and some slight mishaps happened. So I had Marcus, because I'm a history nerd, Andrew, because they're in a book I like. Whoa! No! Come back! The gays have left me! So, you're getting it again today. Also, hopefully the camera quality is a little bit better. I'm using my iPhone camera this time, and I think that might make it a little bit easier to see what's going on and not just like filmed on a potato. I already look like a potato. I don't need anything else to make me look bad. If you're like me, choosing a different name sounds really scary because you're really indecisive. Or at least I am. I can't even put stickers on things because I get really nervous that I'm going to have to change it in the future and won't be able to. But have no fear. It is possible to choose a name even if you're super indecisive like me. So I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks on how to choose a name for yourself. So, what was my experience choosing a name? What I did as a trans mask person is I basically scoured a whole bunch of baby name sites and then just picked it. It's pretty much that easy. Except it wasn't easy. It took me like a month to figure out, which is still pretty light considering that some people take years to figure out what name they want to use. So the first tip I would give is to make a list of things you like in names. For example, for me, I like names that are short, so only about like 1 to 2 syllables, are very common names, and I also really like history, so I was like, ooh, if it has some kind of history tie-in, I'd be up for that. So after you've made your list of criteria, basically just go to a baby name site and just like look through and see which ones you think might fit you. Also, a lot of baby name sites usually have some kind of like filtering system where you can say like, I only want this many syllables, or I want unique names, or I want names with this kind of origin or meaning. So like those are super helpful if you want your name to actually mean something. For me, I was just like, yo, give me a nice name. I just want a nice name. Or if you have supportive parents or not supportive parents, but you're pretty good at like sneaking in questions, you can ask them what they would have named you if you were actually like born the gender that you are. So I did this. I asked my dad and I was like, hey, if I were a boy, what would you have named me? And he went, we never thought you were gonna be a boy. So I was like, thanks. But I know if I were born a boy, like I would probably have been given the worst name ever, so glad I got to choose it myself. So while you're going through all these baby name websites and getting super overwhelmed, what I want you to do is basically just write down every single name that you feel any kind of attraction to. You don't have to like love it, you don't have to feel like it's your name, just write it down and just keep going. And afterwards you should have a pretty sizable list of names that you like. Next, what you want to do is you find some friends or people that you know, or maybe even just put a Twitter poll out or something, just be like, yo, what names do you like? And this can help gauge like whether or not other people think you fit the name. Like, other people's opinions don't really matter, but if you want to know someone's opinion, maybe you can make like a poll or something. That could be helpful. But no, in the end, your name is your decision, so it really doesn't matter what other people think of you. But if you want that kind of like external validation like I do, because I'm trans and I love attention, all you gotta do is just be like, hey yo, what name do you think fits me best? By the end of this, you're probably gonna be like, but I like these 2 names or these 3 names, so like how do I pick which one fits me the best? So what I would recommend you do is basically just kind of every day, you go to the mirror, you look yourself in the face and you go, hello, name here, which is really weird. It sounds really weird to do, but at some point you're gonna go like, hello, Marcus, and you're gonna be like, we are the champions, no time for... That's my name, that's my name, and you're just gonna freak out, and then you'll be super happy about it, hopefully. If you're still at a loss for what name you want to do, here's a list of things you could name yourself after. Do a random flower or plant. There's a really cool. Katniss Everdeen's a person, and she was named after a plant, so go for it. Speaking of Katniss Everdeen, name a character that you like. Maybe you want that name. By the way, it's totally okay for you to name yourself after a character. Parents do it all the time. And like, I'm totally looking at you, all your Twilight fans that named your kid Bella or Edward. I see you. So never make fun of a trans person for naming themselves after a character. You could try going with a differently gendered version of your birth name if you're okay with that. You don't have to do that, but some people do. You could start by going with the first letter of your birth name and work your way out. Also, you never have to feel constrained by your birth name. You can name yourself completely different than what your birth name was. I know I did. My birth name has nothing to do with Marcus, so. You could go on a baby name site, and then they have these like baby name generators, and then you just like hit the generate name button over and over and over and over again until you just like it. Until you just like the name and you're like, whoa, that's me. Anyway, I hope that you find a name that suits you and that these tricks really helped you. If you liked the video, you could like it, and if you want to see any future videos, then you can comment down below and tell me things that you want me to talk about.